Good morning, Illini. I'm Sammy St. Ledger.
And I'm Patrick Cazone. It's Friday, February 19th, the first show of the semester, and we're so glad to be back in these seats. Thank you for joining us this morning. Sammy, I'm feeling great today. How are you feeling?
I am so happy. It's crazy to think that this is my first show. I started here my second semester of freshman year, produced last year already, and now, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Love to be sitting in these chairs, getting to take it all in for one last season. All right, well, speaking of the show today, let's take a look at what's coming up.
We'll get the latest on the ransomware attack on Illini Media Company.
And later, we'll find out how students spent their first wellness day of the semester.
And now let's check in with Connor Seco to see what the weather is looking like right now. How are things feeling today, Connor?
Thanks, Patrick. It is about as sunny and beautiful as a cold winter day can be. Not too warm, though. 16 degrees. I'll have the full forecast coming up in a little bit.
Well, at least we have the sun, right? Thanks, Connor. To start off our day, let's take an inside look into the COVID vaccination rollout. I know I got my COVID vaccination a week ago because I'm a university employee. Just curious, Sammy, have you heard anything about getting the vaccine?
I know I live in the Evans Scholar House on campus, and I know a lot of my friends were fortunate enough. They work meal jobs helping clean dishes, so they've been lucky enough to get vaccinated. I know my mom's getting her second dose today. Shout out, Mom. So definitely, no, it's been nice to kind of see it slowly getting, rolled out over campus, knowing people, we're seeing numbers start to go down across the U.S., just definitely looking forward to see what happens, and hopefully over time, we're going to see start moving out of this pandemic, and our country just gets a lot healthier. So Patrick, have you said you've gotten vaccinated?
I did. I got vaccinated a week ago, and it was kind of weird. It's kind of surreal when you walk in. You see all these people getting vaccinated. I actually got vaccinated with a couple of fellow GMIers, and it was surreal. I was talking to our director, Jose Cepeda, about it, talking just, in that moment, it's weird. You kind of have to stay there for a while just in case you have an initial bad reaction to vaccine, which never happens. And yeah, so it's kind of surreal in that moment, Sammy. But I'm glad I got it. I felt a little bit weird. The next day, I had a little bit of a headache, but other than that, feeling great.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm looking forward to getting it a couple months from now. Unfortunately, I did, in fact, get sick a couple weeks ago, so could not get the vaccine just yet. But that being said, everyone's happy, everybody's healthy, and it is going to be a good year. All right, Patrick, what's coming up?
Over 54,000 people in Champaign County have gotten their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, and over 12,000 have gotten their second. Today, we have an expert to give us insight on the rollout.
That's right, Patrick. Joining us today is Julie Pride, the Champaign-Urbana Public Health District Administrator. Julie, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Can you start us off by telling us a little bit about your role and responsibilities with the CU Public Health District?
Sure. I'm the Public Health Administrator, so that means that I oversee the health department. We have quite a few divisions there: wellness and health promotion, infectious disease, environmental health, maternal and child health, and emergency preparedness. So, we always are prepared and ready to go should we have any type of infectious disease outbreak. That's kind of one of the core services that we have.
Okay, and can you explain the partnership the CU Public Health District has with the University of Illinois and what that kind of looks like in terms of vaccine distribution to the community?
Sure. So we've worked with the University of Illinois for decades. We work a lot with McKinley Health Center, with Vet Med, with various departments. We're on the infectious disease working group, and we have worked together in the past on various outbreaks. The mumps outbreak a few years ago, H1N1, and just various outbreaks that we have of vaccine preventable diseases. So we work together a lot. We have, in 2008, we all worked on actually a pandemic preparedness plan for our community. And since then, we've constantly worked to just improve our emergency response in general. And the U of I is a huge part of that. But I do have to say that they really exceeded our expectations with this pandemic. They have really gone above and beyond.
Yes, I could not agree more. What would you say, though, have been some of the biggest challenges with vaccine distribution?
The main challenge with vaccine distribution is just the low amounts of vaccine. And we have a plan in our county that if we had an adequate vaccine, we would be able to vaccinate our entire county in about a week or week and a half. But we just don't have it. So we have to do what we always have to do, which is, scale up and scale down and be flexible and change our vaccination uh, as we get vaccine. We have Carl working with us, OSF, the U of I. We have Christie Clinic. We have Illinois Fire Service Institute. We have all kinds of community partners working real closely with us to make sure that we get these vaccines out as quickly and as efficiently and as equitably as possible.
Okay, and then last but not least, we're wondering, students that have not already gotten the vaccine, when can they expect to be eligible?
Well, probably within the next 2 weeks, we're going to open it up to people 16 and over who have underlying health conditions. So if they have an underlying health condition, they of course would be the first ones that we would want to get vaccinated. But other than that, it's going to be, it's probably going to be summer before we get enough vaccine to open it up to phase 2, which is where they will fall if they don't already fit in because of like their employment. So if they work at, grocery stores or anything like that, manufacturing, they're already eligible. If they, student teach, they're eligible. So there are a lot of ways that they may already be eligible. And then if they have underlying health conditions, they'll be eligible. If they are Uber drivers or Lyft drivers or anything like that, they'll be eligible. And then if they work in any type of food service, fast food or any type of food service, starting when we get to 1C, then they will also be eligible.
Alrighty, well, that's all the time we have, but thank you so much, Julie, for taking the time to speak to us.
You're welcome. Thank you and have a great day.
All right, last week, graduate student Ivor Chen was told he was no longer going to be a student at the university. On Tuesday, that changed. GMI's Peria Postolakos is here to tell us how this change came to be.
Well, Sammy, the university has officially reinstated Ivor Chen after dismissing him for a year at the end of January. Chen was initially dismissed due to non-compliance with COVID-19 testing procedures. Chen had previously received a testing exemption from McKinley Health Center because he was sheltering in place with his mother in Champaign-Urbana, working remotely and only leaving the house for essential activities. The university's dismissal of Chen as an international student began the process of his visa being revoked. This led to the Graduate Employees Organization, of which Chen is a member, releasing a Change.org petition to reinstate Chen to the university. The petition has garnered over 21,500 signatures. After the petition's popularity grew and multiple professors from Chen's department and college signed a letter on his behalf, the university decided to reinstate Chen. Chen declined to interview with Good Morning Illini at this time. Associate Chancellor Robin Kaler chose not to speak to Good Morning Illini on Chen's specific situation, citing federal student privacy laws. She instead provided a written statement, which reads, COVID-19 safety protocols, which include the requirement to test regularly and possible consequences for violating them, have been broadly, regularly, and frequently communicated throughout the pandemic on virtually every platform available to us. This morning, GEO member Kai Shinbro said that the university has more work to do in righting this wrong.
First case really highlighted that there are some problems that exist in the university disciplinary procedure, and it's critically important that the university take this case seriously and hold an investigatory review over what went wrong in Ivor's case and what they're going to do going forward to make sure that the disciplinary procedure is not only fair to international students as opposed to domestic students, but that they give discipline that's proportionate to whatever offenses graduate employees or anyone else might have committed.
Only time will tell how this case impacts university disciplinary policy moving forward. Sammy?
So Perry, now that he has been reinstated, will Chen be receiving any punishments at all from the university?
Actually, Sammy, in an update posted to change.org, the GEO stated that Chen must still write 2 1,000-word reflective essays and complete 25 hours of community service. However, the GEO still believes this is a, quote, unreasonable punishment for Chen's actions.
For more breaking news on campus, on Wednesday, the Daily Illini Independent Student newspaper made the unfortunate announcement that there would not be a Thursday paper because the Illini Media Company was hit with a severe ransomware attack. At this time, it is uncertain whether customers or employee data has been compromised, but it was a disappointment to the student journalists that were getting things ready for the release of the printed paper, only for the production to be put to a halt. IMC Student Board member Connor Joselis says the attack has brought uncertain consequences.
It's really come as quite a shock to us. You know, Illini Media Company, like other journalism outlets, is really dealing with obviously the financial, issues that are associated with the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as, the overall, transforming media landscape.
Although the Thursday paper wasn't able to release, the Daily Illini is already set to release a Monday paper as rescheduled.
Last October, the university announced that the students will not be having a spring break this semester in an attempt to limit travel during the COVID-19 pandemic. Instead, the spring semester started a week later than usual, and students have 3 additional break days referred to as wellness days throughout the semester. The first one was this past Wednesday. We heard from a few students on the quad what their thoughts were and if they found those days to be beneficial.
I think it's whack because it's like
random days during the week.
Actually, I was not a fan of this idea at first. I think having a week of just relaxation and just preparation for the finals is just better.
Yeah, I think from a wellness perspective, they don't really do much. Yeah, I have a take-home midterm, which is due on Monday, but I'll just start it today because, yeah, why not?
The next 2 spring wellness days are on Wednesday, March 24th and Tuesday, April 13th. So Patrick, how'd you spend your day off this week?
Well, I, like a lot of other students, decided to do a little bit of work. I did apply to a couple internships the last couple days, so that's kind of what I did.
All right, good to hear. Productivity. All right, well, GMI's Maddie Chemers bared the cold and spent a part of her day participating in the Polar Day on the quad. Let's take a look at what wellness activities her and other Illinois students participated in.
Illini Union and the Campus Rec have put together the Polar Day. There's a lot of fun, different activities to promote some winter wellness.
Here at this station, you can make a little snowman out of marshmallows, or you can take the marshmallows and put in your hot chocolate if you want. It's up to you.
mascara's running.
Yeah, it's all good. It happens.
Buttons. Actually, it's a tie. We have a tie. And he looks snazzy. He looks very cute. So what should I name him?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey the snowman?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey the marshmallow snowman. He's having so much fun. And now I have to eat it, right? Okay.
Jeffrey is so delicious.
Oh, taste him.
There you go. Thank you.
I thought you said that.
Oh, that was so close. Ah. Okay, so are you sculpting your pet's leg that you want? What's the plan here?
That probably would have made more sense. Our idea is Thomas the Tank Engine on top of a brain. Sort of the vibe we're going with.
So many fun activities outside today for our first day of spring break. definitely promoting some winter wellness for everybody involved and anybody who is going to be walking by the quad, seeing these sculptures or seeing anything else that happened today. It was so much fun, lots of cool freebies, and just a lot of good times in the snow. Makes me think about my childhood and the cold as well. So a lot of fun, and you better come out for the next two.
Rec posted pictures of the final snow sculptures on their Instagram page. There were a few interesting ones. I love building snowmen. So this first one of a cat, honestly, amazing work there. And squirrel, nothing more Illinois than squirrels.
Yeah,
Speaking of Polar Day, let's check in with Connor Seco, who has somehow found himself as our new weather boy. Connor, how are things looking this weekend?
Thanks, Patrick. Polar Week would be more accurate. I'm sure you've seen the headlines coming from all across the country. Cities across the U.S. have been hitting record lows and unusual snowfall, and here in Urbana, it is not much warmer. We got up to 10-inch snowdrifts in some places in our last big storm here, and I even had to dig my car out of my parking lot earlier this week. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of those numbers. Today, we're looking at a high of 19, low of 11. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be nice. If you plan on going out to the store or to grab your takeout, be sure to bundle up, let that car warm up a little. Saturday, it's going to be a little bit overcast, high of 27, low of 21. Sunday is going to be a little bit rougher. High of 36, low of 27, warmest of the weekend, but it's going to be a little wet. On the upside, though, it'll be almost the perfect temperature out here to make a snowman or have a snowball fight. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, head out into your yard, grab a shovel, and have yourself a wintry good time. Or if you'd rather stay inside, I've got another way to pass the time coming up in a little bit. Back to you guys.
All right, after hearing from Connor, I think I'm going to be staying in this weekend.
Yeah, I got to agree with you with that one. Well, Sammy, luckily there's plenty to do. The Illini Union is hosting a spring 2021 film series, and since the COVID-19 in-person event restrictions were lifted earlier February, you can watch at the Courtyard Cafe or stream the movies online for free. The Perks of Being a Wallflower will be played tonight starting at 7 p.m., followed by Straight Outta Compton next Friday, and I know they have Little Women coming up on March 5th and Frida on March 12th.
To stream the movie or for more information, head to the Union website listed on the screen. Students will have 48 hours to stream the film digitally. Speaking of this, it is a special year for the Union. February 8th marked the 80th year since the Illini Union opened in 1941. Fun fact, Eleanor Roosevelt, the former First Lady of the United States, dedicated the building in 1942.
Now to another important building. The Bruce D. Nesbitt African American Cultural Center on campus put together a Black History Month calendar full of events for the month of February. These events are open to the public and to students. To view upcoming events, be sure to visit the center's Facebook page.
All right, moving forward, make sure to tune into GMI next week. We'll be hearing from Takeda Bankhead, who recently hired as BNAB's new official director.
GMI isn't the only show that you should tune into. I'm part of Illini Sports Night as well, our bi-weekly sports show. And we had our first episode this week in the season. It was fantastic. I did a story. We had some great stuff. And this week I got to talk to Dan Hartlib and Zach Hartlib, father-son duo that are now taking over Illini baseball.
In practice, Dan Hartlib now has two titles, Illinois head coach and father. Hartlib's son, Zach Hartlib, is now on the Illinois baseball team.
It is fun to be around him every single day. It's one of those situations when young people go away to college, they move out of the house and you don't see them very often. He's not in the house anymore, but at least I get to see him every day.
This isn't the first time Zach has followed his father's footsteps. Zach spent the first 2 years of his college career playing at Logan Community College, where his father also played.
Junior college was probably the best fit for me. I wasn't really ready to go play at the higher level yet. So I had a bunch of junior college offers I was kind of looking at, and just happened that John and Logan had offered me and that my dad had went there. And that was the place that I for sure liked the best. It was the best fit.
When he got the opportunity to go to Logan, that was a great start for me in my career, and it was part of my path that led me to where I'm at today.
Zach joined Illinois looking to help the team and prepare for the future by learning more from his father.
Part of the equation is he thinks he wants to coach, and this is an opportunity for him just to see another style of coaching. He's seen different styles throughout his career.
I love being around the game. I think working with younger people is something that I'll really love to do. Just kind of making friendships and relationships with those young guys and continuing to try to help people both like on and off the field for baseball. So I think that's something that I'm definitely interested in the future.
Growing up, he always loved baseball, and I would help him whenever he wanted to be helped. Tried not to put pressure on him. Wanted him to play because he loved the game, and he's shown that he loves the game.
Well, I know most of all, when it comes to the pandemic, I kind of miss concerts. And for School of Music students at the U of I, in-person concerts and events are still on hold this semester. However, some of those students are working to safely bring virtual concerts to community members who need to experience the power of music the most. GMI's Amanda Brennan joins us live with the full story.
Good morning, Sammy. Yes, on Thursday nights this semester, small groups of students walk into the doors of Smith Memorial Hall to play concerts for hospital patients. I spoke to performers and organizers who say they simply just want to create a meaningful impact.
Patients at Carle Foundation Hospital in Urbana have little to no visitors to keep them company every day. Doctoral music student Becca Kasdan says she wanted to create a concert and a musical experience specifically tailored to them.
And that they felt like someone out there was still caring about them and wanted to play for them and wanted to include them, and honestly just a way for them to fill their night and to have something to look forward to.
Last week, the Goodwin Avenue Trio was one small ensemble to play at the first concert of the semester. Andrew Buckley is a member of the group and a first-year master's student. He has performed in a few virtual concerts since the beginning of the pandemic.
I'm really hoping that people can use this moment to escape from all that and really bring some sort of peace to their lives, and especially people that have lost family members and friends and colleagues and relatives to COVID-19, that they can have a little bit of healing and a little bit of peace as a result of just listening to some of this music. Because that's one of the biggest things we do as musicians, is really heal the soul and heal the heart. It's more so that than anything else, especially right now.
These concerts will feature different small ensembles each Thursday night through the end of April, hoping to show patients the healing power of music every week.
Each concert is about 1 hour long. The audience they are reaching might not have experienced a classical music concert any other way.
Wow, that's really cool. I know I truly miss concerts, so it's really interesting. Sammy.
Well, our very own executive producer, Kano Siko, went in search of something fun to do back on the Spring Wellness Days we talked about earlier in the show. It's time to answer the question we've all been waiting for. Where's Connor?
Upon this kingdom.
Where can you go to fight an evil wizard, become a supervillain, and survive a haunted cabin all under one roof? Well, that's what local escape room CU Adventures in Time and Space is all about. But what is an escape room?
What they are is they are a real-life game where players look for clues and use those clues to solve a series of puzzles and challenges.
Owners Chris and Ann Lukeman have been creating interactive stories here in town since 2015. But when COVID first came into the picture, they needed to find a way to keep telling stories and engage the community in a new way.
We launched a series of digital play-at-home games, which have been a great success, and we followed it up for the Christmas season with a t-shirt escape room game called Solve Our Shirts. When they purchase a copy of the game through our website, They get a code and a packet of clues. It's a whole other level of immersion and interaction. It's more like a video game. It's more like a play-at-home puzzle.
And for people looking for a more interactive experience, Solve Our Shirts provides a different level of immersion.
So we put together the idea of a play-at-home escape room where the clues, instead of just being on a pamphlet of papers or being very document-based, centered around a t-shirt that is filled with secrets sewn into it, stamped on it, hidden in different ways. And we came up with the concept for Solve Our Shirts.
Solve Our Shirts has been played by escape room fans all over the world, and even highlighted by Champaign County's tourism organization. And the virtual rooms have found similar international success in all corners of the globe. CU Adventures is also open once again for in-person experiences with limited capacity and full sanitation. And if you're looking for something unique to do on a weekend or a day off from school, CU Adventures in Time and Space in Urbana has an offering for everyone, no matter your skill level.
You're not trying to escape a room you're physically locked in. Your goal is to save the world. We want you to escape reality.
From Urbana, I'm Connor Seco. Good morning, Illini.
Well, once people make it out of the escape room, they will be back outside where there is snow everywhere, and Patrick's favorite thing, snowball fights.
This week on Reddit, a group of students organized a snowball fight on the quad. Let's check it out.
Yesterday there was a post circulating on Reddit.
This is a great way to do it. UIUC, r/UIUC Reddit is a great place, I think, to just kind of, organize stuff like this that's fun and socially distant. I mean, there's literally no better way to socially distance than having a snowball fight. I don't think you want to be near anyone during a snowball fight.
Yes, I know. Well, and it's funny to hear, across the nation, people are upset about the snow, but I love that our Illini made, I would say, sunshine on a snowy day, and most definitely went out of their way to make the most of it, have fun, and it was overall just great to watch.
Well, that's all the time we have for our first show.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For more content, check out our website at ui7live.com/WP. Tune in next Friday at 11 a.m. for another episode of GMI. And Patrick, I'm excited. What's up? I'm excited for the season. It's looking good.
It is. It's really exciting. The crew is really great this year, as you can tell already. And hopefully COVID kind of starts to fade away just a little bit this semester. I think you could be a little bit excited about that.
Definitely. And just obviously having time to spend time with each other. Yesterday was the first time I've gotten back in the studio, and it was great. Stayed up late laughing with Acacia and Connor and Jose while we were just writing through scripts. You got lucky. We were gonna pull a fast one on you, but that'll have to be next episode.
Yeah, I did get lucky. I feel like I've spent a ton of time here at Richmond Studio, which is nice. I do like being here a lot, but whether it's ISN, GMI, it's just good to be around these people. But anyways, any big plans this weekend, Sammy?
Nothing too crazy. Just gonna obviously spend some time with some friends and get going on the week ahead. I know February is over, Valentine's Day is over, but March is coming up, and St. Patrick's Day, here we come.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and I'll be having a football fight, no question. Anyways,
as always, make it a good morning, Illini.